Be
So
careful, I'm on fire.
because because you have a son
Uh-huh.
and you all went out to go ahead to become parents, do you ever worry about, are we raising him to be a man? Like, is he missing something? Because we're women. He doesn't have, I'm imagining, I don't know your
Oh.
personal business, but because he doesn't have
Who
a
you talking to, Alex? Sorry.
to Q.
Oh. Go ahead.
No, so my whole theory when it came to my son was making sure that he had a positive male figure for all the things that come with that extra masculine energy. It didn't really have anything to do with somebody teaching him how to be a man. Like, he learned how to pee at the house, and between that and daycare, because they were teaching that, and there's boys, and there's certain things that he would just learn from his male peers anyway. So even his mannerisms, he wasn't an effeminate boy. You know what I mean? But there was issue with that. And so I will be honest about this. The person that was chosen to be his godfather actually did less with him and did more feminine things in his presence than he was. And the guy was married to a woman. So if this was a hetero couple, he spent a lot of time like sitting him in front of the TV and shit. And it was actually me who was taking my son to the baseball field and letting him run bases and throwing football and teaching him how to play basketball and teaching him how to ride a bike. So all those stereotypical things that people think that when
That's
you
because you a thug.
huh?
That's because you a thug.
No, that's because I give a fuck. But yeah, stereotypical things that people think that males offer to boys. Sometimes it's a crapshoot. You know what I mean? I had the best intentions, but the nigga was mad feminine. Like, you cooking in front of him and shit. He could get that at home. The fuck is you cleaning the house all day?
Here we
Shit
go.
like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
And then that cook
No.
again.
So
Yo, man.
stereotypical meaning learning how to ride a bike and learning how to pee. Like, stereotypical means that you don't believe that those are the things that men. Like, what do you mean by stereotypical?
You so concerned with asking questions, you get caught up in your own shit.
I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. I really don't want to.
Sorry.
I don't want to verbally attack you. You know what I'm saying? But I want to get an understanding of where you're coming from. But some of the things that you're saying, you said teaching him how to pee, and then you said riding a bike, and then you said stereotypical. But those things are not associated with teaching a young boy how to be a man.
Right, but
that has nothing to do with being a man.
So those are things that I've heard women use as examples of when they want their sons to know how to be a man. So I'm just going off of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's certainly more to it, man.
Right.
But women can't raise no man. I'm just gonna tell y'all that straight up. Baby, he can cry. I said he's a baby, not a gaby. He ain't gonna let him just cry the whole time. Nah, fuck that.
So what you just said, if that's your example, then that doesn't make any sense as to why women can't raise men.
No, that was just I did tell them that, but that's just
So
a little
so
thing.
what is it that
This nigga's toxic as fuck.
Say it again, please. Please say it
That a
again.
father would offer.
Look at Asia. Look at Asia. You said, well, go ahead, Chief. Say it again, Chief. He's so toxic because he said his son can't cry. Man, get the fuck
Put him in a fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come
It's true. That's
No,
how
the
babies
gay
come
dude
in.
was toxic as fuck.
Y'all
What
so
is it that
scary.
so what is it that a father would offer that would matter in making a boy a man? Because I hear guys say that a lot, like boys need their fathers to become men because a woman can't teach a boy how to become a man. So what is it that men offer that is the big difference?
I think I think without even having to identify certain whatever the specific thing is, I just think being able to emulate what represents a man for the children, they model after what they see. So when they see you moving and carrying yourself as a man, it's a powerful thing. Even if it's just the way you love their mother, they get to see that and they get to emulate that.
Okay, so but when you say modeling a man and how you love their mother, like what is it that makes that a man? Is it like male tendencies, or is it a man?
I think it's all of the above. It's all encompassing. I think it's all encompassing.
But it needs to be
for sure.
A man though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I don't get that part, but
amen. And then
Yeah, how you lead in the home, how you handle business, how you provide, how you protect, all those things. The male children, they look at the example of how you're supposed to be as a male, and then they emulate that, and they mimic that when they become adults. The same way the women is able to in the home how to be feminine, how to do this, that, and the third, or whatever. And just to try to keep it elementary.
Those are men that
say in my situation, you're raised in a house where your mom is like one of your moms is like super tomboy, so she does a lot of things that most men do, and that's your example. Like, I'm making you get out there and fucking pick up the leaves, and I'm teaching you how to use the weed whacker and the fucking lawnmower. Like, we're not sitting around. So is that like man shit?
It carries an essence of it, but you're still not a man for him to look after. You know what I'm saying? But you make a good point when Gunny made light of it, but to use something as simple as peeing.
Yeah.
A child, a boy, a boy child would eventually go to the bathroom and sit down.
Yeah.
No,
because he's mimicking what he sees. He doesn't know any better. Right. If you don't teach him, his first time going to the bathroom, he's going to sit down. I promise you.
But you're saying mimicking what he sees, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a strong thing. But what about what he's being taught?
True. I mean, again, I was going to ask Bub this question, but I don't agree with what Ham said in terms of a woman not being able to raise a man. Bub, that's just my theory because of who I am.
So what he's being taught, that's where the man comes in, because my son, like he said, like my son, when I was raising him, he was sitting on the toilet to go pee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't until my husband where he was standing up, and that's because I don't have a dick to pull out.
But you don't need that
sometimes.
But you don't need that.
You don't.
You don't need that to teach him to pee standing up.
Yeah. How else is he gonna learn if I don't?
If I'm telling you as a mother who didn't have a male in the house to teach him that he learned that from nobody having a penis to tell him that, it's possible.
Question on that: How many times should he shake?
That's something again. If he let me land. That's something again. If he's using the bathroom in school, he's around males. He's not going to the women's bathroom. Those are things that he picks up along the way. That's some of that influence again that he picks up from his peers. Mm-hmm. Just like how we talk. If you notice, kids can come out of a house where the two parents have a Southern accent, but completely articulate themselves in a way and over enunciate because you learn how to speak from your peers. So you're not getting everything from home.
Yeah.
Right. And
let me read this super chat real quick, Mary. You can jump in. Mr. Gary Grant with the $2 super chat. Fathers teach structure and responsibility. I think Bub was mentioning that. He said discipline.
Right, but you could get that from a mom too.
Kind of, but not really.
Nobody's really saying anything.
Oh, it's Mary's turn.
Let me say that.
It's Mary's turn.
Now go ahead. That was just my thing. She had mentioned that he learned how to use the bathroom at school and at home, so he was seeing somebody else do it. My son didn't actually go to school until he was in kindergarten. Right. So he was fully potty trained by 3, but he was sitting down. Because I can't, like I said, I can't whip it out. So my husband being in his life, he helped him teach him that, he might have yelled at him a lot about it, but he learned how to pee standing up.
Right. So it sounds like he corrected how your son was peeing, but you're giving him credit for teaching him that. What I'm saying is my son was not taught that from having the guy in the house.
Well, so Q, do you think that women go ahead.
No, so I'm gonna say, because based on Q's point, anything we say for the most part, she's gonna be able to say like they can learn it without a man. But the thing is, they need to see something that looks like them doing these things, because you don't look like me. So it's only so much that I'm gonna be able to receive from you, period. So having the man in there showing the structure, actually doing a thing, it'll be received well, because, oh, you look like me and this is what you are doing. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a cow trying to teach a goat something, like, you know what I'm saying? Or a boy being raised by wolves, whatever that show is. It's like, yeah, I still don't fit in with you. You're saying I'm supposed to be doing these things, but I can't believe it because you are not the same thing that I am. Mm-hmm. So you can't teach me to be it.
Which is why the importance of having a positive male figure in his life was a thing. So I'm
No,
saying
but
when
it's still
you
not
have
the
the
same as having somebody. But a positive figure, though, is not the same as having me there with him every day, where he's seeing how I sleep, how I wake up, how I conduct myself on a regular basis. And then even the discipline piece, because a role model can't discipline like I'm going to be able to discipline. A role model can only do so much.
That's a good point.
right, but at the same time, again, you could get that discipline plan from your mom. I think you guys are speaking to the women that do carry that extra feminine trait. Where, like, for example, with his mom, she would coddle him. He could cry with her. I didn't allow that shit. You're going to calm down. You're going to breathe, and then you're going to tell me what's wrong. So people will call that toxic masculinity. That wasn't my way. However, he did have that balance in the household because that nurturing was important. So that part that he could get from his mom at times, I felt like that was important too. So it's like, the other thing is like, there's just, I don't know, there was just so many things that I didn't do like most women. Like it's not like all this room to just be super soft and super feminine, and you get to do all these things, and you're gonna see me doing these things that are very feminine. Like, no, you're gonna see some real shit because, again, naturally I'm a tomboy. It's not like nobody's reaching. It's not like nobody in the house thought they was a man and they wasn't. Even down in Hamp even knows the conversations I would have with him, where I would tell him, two women being together is not natural. Two men being together is not natural. But this is a choice that we've made. That I ran my house way different than what most people would think the average lesbian couple does.
But
So,
Q, that's why you're an unfair example, because you're such an outlier with a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool because it's a real example. I just think also with boys, he get a point where he be like, nigga, I'll beat your ass. That's what you be saying in your head about your dad, or especially you got two moms. Like, I give y'all niggas a noogie in this bitch. Like that's what, you know what I mean? When they get 17 years old, you know what I
I'll
mean?
be ready for all the smoke. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah. So, I think that Mary, you on mute. Hey, just stop all that fucking yawning and shit.
Listen, it's almost 12 o'clock. Like, what do you mean?
So the outliers.
I was gonna say though, like you were saying, like Q's kind of the outlier because I'm sure she would consider herself more masculine. And it's just not being like too feminine, because I'm not one of those feminine, emotional, I'm not one of them either. But it's just a lot of shit that I just couldn't teach my son.
Mm-hmm. And right now, look at you pregnant. Like, they know that that's a woman thing.
I think that's a secret, Q. I think that's supposed to be a secret.
My bad.
Wow.
But I'm just
Wow.
keeping it real.
Wow. Can't mute that part. Oh, it's too late now. It's live. Hey yo, but how come Q can sit in her outlier space, but y'all won't let me sit in my outlier space when we talked about women being able to raise a man? I'm a little offended by that.
You're not a girl.
You know that, Chief?
Say what?
Mad double standards on this podcast.
Look at here. Now here she go. And then when I fire her ass for being passive aggressive, Alex gonna cape for her, and then all the comments gonna disagree. Chief, you're not a girl. You don't get grace like women. You know that. We talk
Good
about
point.
that.
Touche.
Well, how come I don't get grace? Hell, you bite my head.
Dude, you saw the dumb shit you say. I just nod. And then I clickbait that shit up and let the world see.
Listen, we gotta get you, Asia. You be on point sometime, but you is the most flip-floppingest.
Oh my God.
That's not true. I definitely don't agree with that. It is providing clarity when I'm allowed.
Asia, stop.
That's why I be flip like I can't even finish my sentence.
Stop.
But you got it. I'm gonna stop and put back on mute.
Thank you. Yeah, because you should change your name to Love Windshield Wiper. You go back and forth the shit is amazing. I don't know how you do it with a straight face. you ain't chaotic to get your own
don't
show.
Let me finish my thoughts, right? Answer their questions, and it sounds like I'm flip flopping, but I'm not. Let me have the floor like you do everybody else, and you'll get a full stream of thoughts.
Man. And also the other thing is, I timed it. I'm gonna put a timer on how long you be talking, and then I'm gonna have a count of how many times you say the same thing.
Do it to everybody, not just me, because you did it.
Yes, specifically you and Mary will say the same thing over and over.
Do it to everybody on this joint.
No, because they don't say the same thing over and over.
They don't be saying anything of substance most of the time. So
Right.
look,
Now everybody under attack.
do that kind of too.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Off. I'm getting tired. So that's what you gonna get.
Wow.
Damn, man. Don't insult everybody. Don't insult Alex. She always on your side.
I knew
Alex,
she wasn't talking about me and him. Me and Asia good, okay? I wasn't offended.
I always like
We
what you say
good.
sometimes, Alex.
We good. Me and Alex good.
Damn, man. That's crazy. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Did everybody get to answer this? Yeah.
3 times.
Everybody's good. Look, see how she go. Now look, I jump on her ass. Now it's me. Hey man, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Oh shit. Big Mike Brown came through. The most flip-floppy person.
I've been waiting on you, Mike Brown, all night long.
Damn, man.